Hey guys, Coach Santiago here with a tip about coaching third base. Now this is something that a lot of dads that are out there volunteering their time and working with their son's team are appointed to do. And a lot of people don't understand the tremendous amount of responsibility that you have when you're coaching third base as opposed to first base. But today what I want to share with you guys are the top 5 things that I look for when I'm coaching third base, and hopefully you guys will find this helpful. The first thing I want to look for is I want to be able to get out there early enough during infield practice and while the pitcher's getting loose to evaluate some things. The first thing I want to look for, what type of arms do we have in the infield? I also might get an opportunity to see how the infielders look. Are they athletic? Do they have good mechanics? Do they look sound in the infield? Okay, there might be a time later in the game where I need to put on a play and understand what type of defense we're going to face that day. So the first thing I do is I want to get out there and check out the arms and the arm strength of my infielders that we are playing against that day. All right, so the second thing I look for once I get past evaluating the infielders, okay, is I want to look at the pitcher. I want to be able to evaluate the pitcher and identify what type of pitcher he is, okay? Is he a guy that's got a really light fastball? Does he have really good secondary stuff with his curveball or his changeup or his slider or split or whatever you might deem is really a good secondary pitch? I want to be able to know that as well, and also know, can he throw that pitch for a strike in between innings? There's been several times when I've gone out there, I'm looking at the pitcher and I'm standing by my first, my leadoff hitter, and we can tell, hey, he threw 3 curveballs in between innings or before he threw that first pitch, and none of them were even near the strike zone. So as an offensive-minded coach, I'm getting out there, I'm ready to help my guys. I want them to make sure that they hunt the fastball because this guy hasn't proven to us, for example, that he can throw his secondary stuff for a strike. So the second thing I look for is I really want to get out there and evaluate the pitcher. All right, the third thing, I really want to lock in on my third baseman, all right, the third baseman that they have out there. And I want to look at his body type, see how well he moves, what type of arm strength he has, all those types of things. If you're a coach like I am, there's always going to be an opportunity to potentially lay down a bunt. It may not be in the first inning, it might be down the stretch. And I want to know what type of fielding ability does that third baseman have. Is this a guy that we can potentially exploit and generate some offense with by laying down a simple bunt? All right, the fourth thing I want to look for, and I've taken care of looking at my infielders. I've taken care of looking at my pitcher. I've taken care of looking at my third baseman. Now I want to see, do we have an opportunity to steal some bases today? I want to now lock in on the catcher, okay? I want to see how well he receives, how well he blocks, and most importantly, what type of arm strength and catch and release does he display before that first hitter gets in the box. It's very important that we lock in on the catcher. It tells us a lot about what we can potentially do offensively. So that's the fourth thing I want to definitely make sure I lock in on. All right, the fifth thing and final thing I want to go ahead and try to evaluate before the first pitch is made of the game is the lay of the land. I want to be able to look in that outfield and see, do we have a lot of gaps and alleys? I want to also evaluate foul territory. So I know if a ball's hit down the line and we've got a potential opportunity to score somebody from first or take that extra base, make a double into a triple. I also want to look at the backstop. Do we have a short backstop? Do we have a long backstop? What type of surrounding areas surrounding the field do we have in play that day? All right, well, hopefully you guys find these tips helpful. These are things that I've, simple 5 things that I've always used as my checklist. So please, if you're going to coach third base, make a little bit of a time investment, get out there early and do your due diligence on the other team's defensive setup, your surroundings, and I think it'll make you a better third base coach. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this information, and as always, remember, coaching's an action, not just a position.